Well, I finally dug one of the many boxes out of the online shopping pile that I haven't touched in over 6 months. Let's open this up and see what we ended up with. So as it says on the box here, we have a manual oil extractor in here. And this is what we've ended up with. We've got a pumpy vessel holder extractor thing and a few different hoses, different diameters. And what we're hoping is that this will help this go in there. Because we're here with old Emma, who's having a bit of a hard time with hard transmission bumps and clunks and slips and stuff. It's nothing terrible, drives just fine, but we're trying to keep it that way. And I've had luck with Lucas products before, so we're going to drop it in there and hopefully we'll have luck again. So what's been happening is if someone shifts the transmission too hard, forward to reverse, gives it an old clunk in, doesn't pause in neutral or lets it shift against a roll or something like that, then do that too many times and we get a warning come up on the car, and it looks very dramatic. So we get this one here, a check emission system with a check engine light. Now you wouldn't think a transmission issue would cause an emissions check warning, but I've done some reading and apparently the code we're getting is actually to do with the transmission position switch. And so if we link up to the car here, there we go, a P1717 there. We do have our check engine, and if we look up our P1717 code, then you'll see it's actually something to do with the transmission and nothing to do with the emission system. And so that code, coupled with the clunks in the transmission and the timing of when that code comes up, suggests that we've got an issue there. And before we start replacing hardware and pulling things out, as always, we'll go for the quick, easy fix first, and that's to just throw in some transmission fix. And I've had good luck with Lucas in the past, not endorsed, not sponsored or anything like that, just going with a product that's worked for me before. No idea how to go in this car. Hopefully it'll be all right. So we've got a bunch of different size hoses, and we've got a plug, and this has got a copper tube in there, which doesn't make any sense at all. And we've got some wonderful English instructions by the tubing hole, and some stuff there which pretty much makes sense. Doesn't tell us much, you can't guess by looking at it. So anything we can't work out is the copper tube, so we're going to pretend that doesn't exist, and we're going to pop this in here. Pull this out of here.
Is that the
and then we'll pop this one all the way down as far as it goes. That's bottomed out. See how much depth we've got. I've got quite a bit of depth on the oil, so that should work. So the problem we've got is that's not going to reach that. We could lift that up and do it on a funky angle, but luckily this one fits nicely in there, which gives us an extension all the way down. So there we go. We're all plugged in. Let's see if we get any suction. It's a good sign. Don't have that much to pull out. We'll stop the suction now. A little blow-off valve. We've got pretty much almost 2 litres pulled out. And that's all drained back in now, so we can pull that out. So we've got our Lucas ready to go. Our hole's way too far away and I don't have a funnel to reach it, but there is this one that was in the box that will fit right in there, just like that. And then that'll fit on there. Just like that. And we'll just slowly get it down there. It's going to take some time. Grab a coffee, eat a cookie. We'll see you in a few hours. So we got all the Lucas in there and topped it off with a very boring, slow and messy and embarrassing process, which you don't need to see, but I promise you it's done. Took the car for a drive, and it's not uncommon for that warning light to go off after a bit of driving because it is a bit intermittent, and if it's driven nicely then it goes away. And sure enough, in the middle of the trip when we had to stop, this is what happened. So we'll turn it off again. Check that out. It's gone. So we're happy with that. We'll set it free again, and fingers crossed maybe that check engine light will stay off and we don't have any more transmission issues. One thing though, when we did take that fluid out to make space for the Lucas, it was clear that that fluid is old, and I mean old. So she's definitely due a fluid exchange, so that is something that will happen in the near future. But until then, we'll just keep on keeping on, and we'll see you next time.